welcome to another video of Fire. So tonight we have again Ricardo, the creator of Fire. And
hi everybody.
Hi. And myself, Aleix, one of the co-creators of the game as well. And tonight we're going to talk about the US Rangers range that we have, in our Kickstarter campaign. So we're gonna review it all, how all the models we produced and the quality and everything else, and I hope you like it. And we have a lot of questions and answers.
So if I see well, we have like 18 figures in the table. There's 9 figures that are painted, and we have the same 9 miniatures in white metal. So why have you choose white metal to produce these miniatures?
Well, that's a good question. Actually, we answered these very deeply in a video in Spanish, but we never actually answered that question in English. And it's a good moment to try to answer the question because there are a few reasons, and over the time, as we have been thinking more about it, we have considered all the pros and cons of everything, and but I have to say that our generation, like Ricardo's and I and myself, our generation used to prefer white metal miniatures. So we grew up with this quality and with this kind of material, and there's some sort of romanticism linked into it, at least from my side. Ricardo was a little bit more open to produce miniatures that were more resin or something like that. And for people who don't know how these work, though has never thought about it, the miniatures like the plastic injection, which are like the big companies like from Bitrix to Games Workshop or other companies that they produce full plastic multi-part miniatures. That deserves and requires a huge investment into technology, because the molds and the way that these miniatures are produced, they're very expensive, and we cannot really afford to get to that kind of miniatures, so to speak, right? The alternative to that was the resin. There are a few different types of resin, and none of them really we're bringing on the table more pros than cons compared to the white metal miniatures. The first one was the price, I have to admit. For a little bit more on the production cost, we could get, for my taste, better miniatures in white metal than in resin. The resolution of white metal that we are having is excellent, as you will see. So there was no reason on the definition purposes, so to speak, or definition compared to resin. It didn't really make any difference for my taste. And if you think about it, and that's, if the price is okay and the quality it's more or less okay, and there are more pros and cons to actually answer, right? For example, this game, when we decide to do white metal miniatures, we start to analyze if the decision was okay or not. And if the price and the quality is okay, so that that actually impacts the final price to the final customer. If you think about it, you can reuse these white metal miniatures if you painted them once in the past. You can decode the paint out, so you can repaint them again. That's one pro that the resin or plastic ones, they don't have. The durability of the miniatures, these things, maybe people don't care anymore, and especially in the fast-paced culture that we live in now, that probably doesn't matter to anyone, especially younger generations. But for my taste, these let's say Fire miniatures would be inherited by my great-grandchildren if I get some, right? That's another pro on this side. Also, the strength of the miniatures. So how many times the miniatures have been unglued from the bases or the arms, or they have fallen on the floor from the table, and they have all of a sudden you have like a few pieces of that, what it was a miniature, right? If it's resin. In this case, the white metal, this one that we're going to use, it's so cool and it's so strong that we have thrown literally the miniatures to the ground and they remain intact. And that's, I think, it's another pro.
Also, these miniatures are cast in a single piece, so you don't need glue to attach the weapons, the arms, or the head. So they are cast in a single piece, and that also adds some strength to and durability to the miniature.
Yes, and also there's another pro that we thought after deciding this, which is, there was an argument from the resin and plastic defenders, which is there are two of them. One is the weight, and the other one is the convertibility. There are a lot of people who are really into converting, let's say, miniatures into something different by adding, cutting parts, and so on. And it's true that the white metal miniatures are stronger, so they are more difficult to cut and change stuff, right? But the thing is that at the period that we are actually working with, which is the modern warfare, in a way, it's not really open for that amount of conversions if you want, like some fantasy of science fiction game that you can add a lot of creativity into it. I think that in this case, our range of miniatures have a limited amount of convertibility if you want, right? Because the period doesn't really go with it. You can change the posture that if you like that, but we will try to provide as many different postures and as many different options that people wouldn't even need to think about it. Maybe you like it to do it for fun, which is okay, but that reduces the percentage of people who would do that for that person, for that perspective. And then the weight. It's true that the white metal miniatures weight more, but as you are playing on a squad level, at the end, our basic squad or army, it's a reduced number. Yes, exactly, or 15 or maybe 20 in the worst.
Most, yeah.
So the weight argument, I don't buy it, because we don't have like huge monsters, so we don't have like 300 miniatures. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if they are white metal. Everybody can carry an army with no problem.
And then we are a couple of romantic wargame players, and we like the weight and the taste and the feel of metal. So for the first wargame that we are producing, we decided to go fully on tin metal, on white metal for our miniature productions.
Yeah, and we are open to change stuff if it's necessary.
Kickstarter is well. Maybe we need to change to another material, but that's something that we will discuss in the future. Yeah. For our first set of miniatures, we will go with white metal. Yeah. So talking about the Rangers that we have here in the video. There's 9 completely different miniatures with different poses, different weapons. What we are going to find in the basic box when the people help us in the Kickstarter? What kind of miniatures are going to find in our box? Yeah,
in the starter set, we're gonna have like two complete fire teams, because this is the let's say real organization of U.S. Ranger squad. So this is historically accurate, and all the weaponry and how the uniforms and everything else, even the postures are realistic in a way. So the real U.S. Rangers squad are divided into 2 fire teams of 4 people each and a sergeant. The sergeant is the main command of the squad, and it has like a posture of command in a way. And as you can see, let me give some. Yeah, exactly. So this has like a posture of command, and it, the sergeant is. Yeah, I can show the painted one if you want. Here we go.
He's armed with an assault rifle. In this case, this range of miniature is having the new 6-hour XM7 assault rifle, because we think that we wanted to have the latest guns that the U.S. Army is providing right now to their soldiers, and also it's armed with a side pistol.
Yeah.
So to indicate that is the sergeant.
Yes. Only the commands in these kind of units have pistols and so the grenadier and the rifleman and the LMG they don't have these equipment normally, like.
Yeah. So the composition of each fire team is the same for the two fire teams that we have here, and we have one the corporal leading each of the fire teams. So can you show us the
of course. So this one, it's as we can see here, there's let me check that this is on focus. Yeah, this is the only one. This is one. We divided the two fire teams into different general positions. So one of the fire teams is kind of like at the ready, as if they were about to get into a house, or they were looking for cover in a corner, or something like that. They are, as you can see here, all the weapons are kind of down, so you can combine them with the other fire team if you like or not. So all the posters are kind of designed to give some sort of flow and realism on how the real U.S. Rangers behave on the battlefield, right? And the other one is more active, so they are in tactical move. So you could see that the four of them are either like shooting or about to shoot, or while they are moving in a way, right? This one, because it's the LMG and we wanted, it's more difficult to move with it. So these it's more, in spite it is moving, it's more static as if it was shooting in a way. So we have 4 types of miniatures on each fire team, and we have like 2 secondary commanders.
2 corporals.
Yeah, the corporal, and then we have 2 riflemen here, and then we have 2 guys that have like grenade launcher. One is it has the grenade launcher already deployed, or let's say
they are armed with the M320 grenade launcher. One of them is holding that in the at ready position. Also has the assault rifle in the back, hanging in the back. And the other one has the grenade launcher in the pocket, in the side.
Here.
The holder. You can see it there. Yeah, nice. Finally, we have the machine gunners with the light machine guns.
Yes.
They are using the latest light machine gun, the 6-hour M250. We also wanted to have the latest light machine gun that the U.S. Army is providing right now to their units. So you can use these miniatures in the near future.
Yes.
So what to say?
And I think that there are not so many U.S. Rangers with the new weaponry on the market. So I think we prefer to do this rather than. We probably will release in the future with the M2A1, right? It was M4A1, sorry. So you can play different scenarios in a realistic way. So we're gonna take care of that in the future. But at the moment, we just want to develop, like, let's say, the newest US Ranger squad as possible, even though they have been, let's say, on production, but they haven't been deployed with these weapons yet as a regular thing. So if you want, you can check on the internet for more information if you want.
Yeah, or also you can use this miniature for a regular US Army squad.
Yeah.
Because the weaponry will be the same, using the same assault rifle, the same grenade launcher, light machine gun. So we have decided these miniatures with the Rangers in our top of the head. But if you want to use it like a regular US Army, it's also possible. Or also even for special operation forces, if you want to use it as special operation forces, you can deploy them with our list that is provided in the book, in the rule book. You can use that miniature for that squad list.
Yes, and actually, we also chose this one for the starter set precisely because it is versatile enough. It's not, just because there are many armies at the moment in the world that they have the American equipment, you can actually use this not as US Rangers, but also like as Ukrainian troops or any other faction that they're not the US, but they have the same uniform so in that sense, it depends on how you paint them. It could be many different kind of factions. And
okay.
Yep. So I think, do you have any more questions that the audience might be willing to know?
Well, I don't know. If you can watch our Instagram, because we have very beautiful pictures of these Rangers in our Instagram. Also, you can check the other set of miniatures of the insurgents in our video on YouTube or in our Instagram. So you can have a good idea of the detail of our miniatures.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Recently, we got like really nice, well painted miniatures of us from some pros, pro painters, yeah. And that they are, for example, like Heresy Brush or people like this, and they are doing an excellent job on them. And every time that they finish the miniatures that we have sent them, so we upload them on our social media. So you're happy. We will be happy that people who are listening now would go there and check how they really look like in a close shot. And we have much information in other videos that they are specifically explaining every aspect of the game that we actually have, like also in English. And we're gonna probably leave some links on the description in the video. And yeah, that's it. If you have some questions, you can leave some comments, and we will be happy to answer them. And yeah. So thank you, Ricardo, for the...
Thank you, Nate, and thanks for the audience, and see you in the next FR video.
Yes, and subscribe, because we're gonna put a lot of more videos with a lot of more content, and we will try to keep up on the content in English, and yeah, we'll see what happens and if you like it. So have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.